Hey, this is Rusty at Real Acre Farms.
Well, I tell you what, you all can see it's a flat winter wonderland out here. They're giving 2 inches of snow now. Well, it's too pretty to go inside right now. Let's take a walk down the field. You want to? I guess we can talk about something. I sit here and look out here at all the nature that's going on and how things has kind of slowed down and how God provides a time for the rest of the plants and the trees. And I get to thinking a lot of times we can take a lot of things from nature. If we just slow down sometimes. You know, we're living in such a world of chaos and everything's fast-paced, and they're always trying to achieve something or go somewhere or do something that is just something that is eventually not going to be there. You start getting older in life and you realize the importance of a lot of this stuff is not really all that important. You realize just a steady paced walk on a snowy day can get fulfillment. People's missing that. I start looking at kids in these video games. They're always trying to achieve a higher level. There's never a finish game. There's never an end game. There's never an end to the game. It just starts over. You just go to one level, and that's what society's doing right now. He just keeps going from one level to another level to another level. And life never gets completed. For a lot of people, life never gets finished. I'm glad. I'm glad sometimes just to slow down, especially in the winter. There should be a dormant season for people. There should be a rest. I look at so many churches anymore. There's nobody in them. The church pews are empty. There's no socialization anymore when it comes to church. Everything that you get is online or some kind of platform like Facebook or TikTok. We don't have interaction no more with people in a physical way, in a spiritual way. I'm glad that I've got my church family. I'm glad that I can go to church and socialize, see people, see people's reaction, feel their true heart. Not something that's made up, not a quick moment of time that's captured in a photograph or a picture, but something that's real. There's so many things that's getting hung up on AI anymore. This artificial intelligence. I consider it an artificial idiot because it's making idiots out of every one of us. We don't know how to think for ourselves anymore. You know, farming life was a simpler life. Somewhere where we understood where our food comes from. We understand the hard work that was involved in it. We used to survive without all this stuff. We used to survive without the phones, the cars, the big tall buildings, the internet, the cell phones. All these things right here was something that we didn't have. But we always felt a sense of accomplishment, whether it was raising cattle or pigs or some kind of livestock to the point where we can grow them till they have offspring, trying to produce something that is low cost, but yet tasty. And we've seen the realness of farm life. We've seen the realness of what happens to farm animals. We see the realness of self-preservation. We don't just assume that everything's come from a market or a store. It comes pre-packaged. They don't see the work and they don't realize what it took to get it there, but the farmer does. That's what we want to do. Not that we want to be self-sustaining. It's not about that. If you think about it, a lot of people was not self-sustaining back then when they didn't have all these things. They worked together. Some would provide some things. Some would provide other things. Some would raise cattle. Some would raise gardens. They'd barter. One would help another. If you had an abundance, you would freely give. Took pride in storing things and knowing that they had something there to provide for their families. Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. Not that we want to be self-sustaining, but we want to get to a point where we can strive to make something of this farm. And if we have an abundance, well, we want to share it with others. That's one of the reasons I started the YouTube channel, is I want to share with others that, you know, the struggle is real. It's not easy all the time, but it's enjoyable. You know, out of all the things that's been given to me, and I appreciate those things that's given, but having a sense of an accomplishment for yourself, knowing that you worked and done things, well, that's fulfillment in itself. Not that I'm competing against anybody. I'm not. I don't have to. All I'm trying to do is strive to do better and to live better and be more generous and caring for others. It's something that the world has lost. I don't know. It's not really a rant. It's just people need to slow down. It's winter. The season's taking a dormant season. You see the cows, they're not running up and down the fields. They're staying put. They're just taking it easy. Taking it slow. Understanding that there'll be a time come that there's going to be more work on the farm. There's going to be more things to do. Summertime, springtime gets here. A lot of people bale hay. Time to get their livestock to market. Time to get in for the next winter coming. But there's a time for work. And there's a dormant season. A time for rest. You know what? There's also a time for play. Today I'm off. I took the day off. A few more years, God lets me live, I'm going to retire. There'll be a rest in our labor, not in our spiritual labor, because we don't labor for ourselves. We labor for God. Yeah, even on a day like today, getting out and enjoying nature. It's nice. I'm gonna flip my camera around. Let y'all see what I'm seeing. Look at all that. That blanket of snow covering the ground. The seeds that's been sown, that's being covered, ready to spring forth in the spring. Nature at rest. What a beautiful sight. Well, I didn't have a lot today. Just getting out, feeding the critter. Hate to sit inside on my day off all day long. Thought I'd take a walk with just me and Duke. Try to gather my thoughts. Try to be thankful for what the Lord's given us. It's been a good day. May God bless.